pero hoy salió el sol y me siento mejor.
Hello my fearless friends, welcome back to my channel. I know this lighting is like really different from what you guys are used to. It's a little bit dark, it's a little bit spooky, but maybe that was my intention since it's about to be October. This isn't the video that you guys were expecting of me, especially filming in the new house. I'm actually doing this video because I feel like I want to do it for myself. I was going to do an October monthly reset anyway, but I figured because I enjoy watching these videos that maybe my subscribers would enjoy to watch me go through a monthly reset video and kind of see what that process is looking like for me right now. What I will say is that these last few months have been very, very crazy for me and my family. So much so that I started to feel like that overwhelming anxiety of I have so much to do, I don't even know where to start, and it was starting to interfere with my mental health. So one day I decided that I needed to take time to just do a brain dump, and that's what I would call it in the past. And I think another thing that's important for me to note here is that not only have things been crazy within like our day-to-day tasks, but I also feel like I am in a season of life where I'm going through major transformation mentally and spiritually. And I feel like I am starting to challenge a lot of my old beliefs and like ways of thinking. And I think that it's really cool that there's this new part of me that is being created, and I feel like every single day I'm getting to learn a new part of myself. It's also scary because you guys know that I don't do well with change, and I feel like with this transformation, even though I know it's a good thing for me, and even though I know that the way that I'm starting to think is benefiting me more and benefiting my health a lot better, I feel like there are parts of me that I just refuse to let go. I feel like my body's just trying to shed layers and layers of trauma, and I could go on and on. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because the version of Natalie that is sitting in front of you today is trying to learn so many things that I've had such a hard time learning throughout the years, but one of them being that I can't pour from an empty cup. That's been my biggest one. So the version of me that is sitting in front of you today is also trying to learn that I can't be everything for everyone. And although I can do anything, I can't do everything. Another big thing that I've been really trying to focus on is trying to look for the gray area, trying to look for what my therapist calls rainbow thoughts between my very black and white thinking. And we've talked about it before on my channel, but I think I am really trying to live with that intention. I want to see more rainbows in my life. And I've said it time and time again. I don't even know where I've said it before, but the more that I try to control things, the more they control me. And it's kind of hard to distance yourself from that when you have OCD, but it's possible, at least in little ways. And what I noticed in these last 8 months that I've been a mom is that I feel the most in alignment when I allow myself to live in between those unplanned moments. To be completely honest, I don't ever think that I will be the person that kind of just goes with the flow, because I know that I do strive off of structure. But even the way that I'm approaching structure now is different than the way that I did in the past, because I think in the past I was a really huge advocate for hustle culture. And although I do believe that working hard is important, I think resting is just as important. And maybe it doesn't make sense that I am saying all of these things, that I'm saying that I'm trying to live with less black and white thinking and more in the middle than on one end of the spectrum, and then making this type of video. For me, it would be unrealistic to say that I could just go through my day without some sort of structure. But I think the Natalie that's sitting here right now understands that yes, you can have a plan, but it's okay if you do something outside of the plan or if something unexpected happens. It doesn't mean that your whole day is going to waste, or it doesn't mean that you were unproductive because you didn't check off every single box on your to-do list. There's a big difference in the way that I approach productivity now than how I used to in the past. Yeah, this is gonna be my first attempt at making a monthly reset video. I actually scripted this video, so sometimes if you see me looking over here, it's because I have my script up on my laptop. What I wrote down was definitely a lot more eloquent than what I said, but I'm hoping that the main points get across on this video. And also, if you see a lot of cuts, it's because I feel like I started to babble and then I had to stop and re-record the same idea, but also not be so like tied down to the script, I guess. Like I said, this is my first attempt. We will see how it goes. And I do want to have this up by October 2nd. Today is September 28th. So I don't know how that's going to go, but just know this video is going to be long. And if it's not long, then that means I might be splitting these sections up into sections and into a playlist. But if I don't do any of that, extend grace to me and expect the November monthly reset video to be much better than this one. Despite what ends up happening with this video, because I know I'm at least gonna put the introduction up, I want to thank every single one of you who is going to continue to watch this video, because one day this channel will be monetized and you can say, Natalie, I started watching you before your channel was monetized. And that means a lot to me, because I understand now how important it is to take time away from your children to watch somebody's content. So it means a lot to me that you're taking time to watch this video. I'm not gonna get emotional. Why am I getting emotional? Okay. Well, I was about to cut the video off, but let's get started. Yeah, let's do that. Okay guys, so obviously things are looking a lot different right now because I don't have the time to sit down and film this video in one entire sitting. So this is the only way that I can get through this video. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm having a hard time with body image today. This week it's been a hard body image week, so if you feel my energy a little off, especially right now because I feel really insecure about myself right now, that is why. But today I kind of wanted to talk about how I started my monthly reset process in September. I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday, but I started my monthly reset in the middle of the month because I was just overwhelmed with everything that was going on, and I didn't feel like I had dedicated any time to goal setting, to focusing on what I want for myself. And I think I had spread myself so thin by the end of the day, every single day for like 2 months, that I just felt really disconnected from my own goals and from myself as a person. So I got on Pinterest and I was looking for a goal setting template, and I found some, but I also found a wellness wheel. So the wellness wheel breaks down your life into different life categories, and then you get to rate on a scale from 1 to 10 where you feel like your life is at the moment within those categories. And so if you look at mine, the one that I have the hardest time with is social and building connections. Just socializing in general for me is hard. I think at the end of the day, I really am a rooted introvert. And even if I'm with people that I love, like, I do have a very small social battery. And that makes it hard because I feel like I need to learn that people aren't going to be available for me whenever I want. Like, I also have to make an effort to do things with them, to talk with them, and it can't always just be when I want. And I think that that's why I rated it so low, because I know that it could be much better. My social life can be much better if I allow it to be. I think I've had lots of opportunities to create a better social life with friends and family, and I just haven't taken it upon myself to follow through with anything that could get me there, you know? And that's hard, because it's hard to admit that the times that I feel lonely is because I made myself lonely, because I don't let enough people into my life the way that, you know, most friends and family should. So I'm trying to learn how to move from a 3 to at least a 6. And so yeah, that was my lowest rated one. The next one that I have on here is physical health. So when I did this, I didn't feel like I was taking care of my physical health as much as I would like. I haven't been really consistent at the gym just because I feel like I'm still trying to find a flow, and I still feel guilty going or doing anything when Jude's awake, and I also have gym anxiety. Right now, I feel like my priority is to be available to Jude and to Ricardo and to spend time with them, and sometimes that means that I stay up pretty late, so I'm not gonna wake up at 3:45 in the morning to go to the gym, and I think that I'm okay with that. But at the same time, I know how important it is for me to continue to work on my physical health and to continue to keep up my stamina and my endurance and stuff. And every time that I go, I never regret working out. I always feel so good and I feel so strong. That's something that I do want to continue to work on, is to build a consistent workout schedule. Not workout schedule, but build some consistency in the gym. I also want to continue to listen to my body and get enough sleep. And actually, as I'm saying this, I'm kind of talking to you guys about some of the things that I'm going to talk about in the next section. So I'm just kind of going to go over the rest of the wellness wheel, and then we'll break things down more in the next section. My emotional health, my mental health, and my spiritual health, I rated kind of like average. And I feel like it was really nice for me to see how I felt about it, because I think this is the best that I've felt mentally in a long time. I think the last time that I felt this way was right before I got pregnant with Jude. You know, I felt like I was finally starting to get my footing, and everything happened, and now I feel like I'm coming up for air, to say the least. I didn't mention the recreational stuff, but I rated it, I think that's a 5, because I feel like when I do have time, I would make time for, you know, making content or making projects on Canva or the podcast, like brainstorming, because I actually haven't filmed or recorded an episode in a while. I just realized that the lighting changed in here, and I'm so sorry. So yeah, I feel like I'm pretty average with the recreational part of my life, but the goal is always to get things to a 10, right? It might not be possible, but it's always good to aim for something more in the things that are going to make you feel better, right? I am very lucky and blessed to say that in my environment, I feel safe and comfortable. I feel like this is our home already. I don't really miss the other house, and I feel very blessed to say that. So that's kind of where everything started, was with the wellness wheel. After I filled out the wellness wheel, it only made sense to then start my own goal sheet. And I looked at the templates on Pinterest, and they were nice, but I went out of my way and I created my own through Canva. So this is what you guys are looking at right now. When I actually started, I actually did put the date. So I did start it on the 16th is when I started this whole reset. And I broke things down in professional and academic goals, health and wellness, financial goals, personal development, and then at the very top I have intentions for the month. So let's actually get down to the nitty-gritty of what my September goals are. I will be honest, I am trying really hard to move away from thinking about goals as goals and thinking more so about creating habits, because I think that I lived my life so long just focusing on goals. And for me now, I think goals always have a deadline, and I don't think I live like that anymore. I think that I am starting to learn more so to focus on the habit than the outcome, or focus on the journey than the destination type of thing, you know? And I feel like that feels better for me right now, because I think when I start to think in a very goal setting mindset, it's when I put myself back in that like black and white thinking, and it really sets me up for beating myself up if I don't do a specific thing by a certain time, or just self-deprecating or whatever. So I named this September goals, but I might have to do like a October habit setting sheet. I digress. But one of the most important things that I have on this sheet is my intentions for the month. The first one that I have on there is, like I've said, it's a big theme in this video. It's a big theme in my life right now, and it's just filling my bucket first, which is the same thing as filling my own cup first. The second thing that I put is to let people in, and that's pretty self-explanatory. I think, again, that I've had the best opportunities at creating great friendships. I've come across some amazing people, but then I just disappear off the planet of the earth. I disappear, I don't reply, I don't talk to anybody, and then I'm just like posting on Instagram. And I know for some people it's like they think that I don't care, and I do care, but I need to do a better job of showing it. And so I think in order for me to do that, I need to remember that I have to do my part too. And my part is literally letting people be my friend, or, be there for me. I was talking to Selena about this the other day. I was talking to her and how, my therapist and I have talked about my struggles with maintaining friendships, and it's never like we end on bad terms. It just kind of like we stop talking or we grow apart or whatever. But basically what we came down to was that, I'm sorry if you guys can hear my neighbor's car, by the way. I had been telling myself for so long that having girlfriends was a hard thing, or creating friendships with girls was a hard thing. And it is hard, especially as an adult, like maintaining adult friendships, girl, don't even. But when I allowed myself to create those friendships, it wasn't hard. It was easy, and I made some connections with a lot of amazing women. But then, because I had this story in my head that I don't get along with girls, that they don't have the best intentions in mind for me, that I should leave before they leave me, or before they do something to harm me. And that's not fair. It's not fair for me to carry that trauma into my friendships. And it's weird because I think this comes from my abandonment issues from my childhood. And we've talked about that before too. But it's weird seeing it connected in my life in a different way than in a romantic relationship, So anyway, my intention is to let people in. So that was one of my intentions on there, and I'll let you guys know how I did with them in a little bit. And then the last one was celebrate the little wins. And I feel like this is also very self-explanatory, but I feel like I did that. I think that I am starting to be my own hype woman, which is really cool. I do have my days where I do self-deprecate. I have my hours. Sometimes it's more frequent than others, but for the most part, I think I'm doing a better job at also recognizing the things that I am doing well, or the things that should be received well. Does that make sense? I really don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this video uploaded by the second, but we will try. So let's go down to the professional and academic goals. So the first two goals that I have on here are for my actual 9-to-5 job. But basically, I want to be able to close 16 cases per hour, and then they do like audits on each of the cases that we close. And so if you do them correctly, then they obviously don't ding you. At the end of the month, I think you get like 5 or 6 audits. And if you don't mess up any of them and you do everything correctly, at the end of the month, you end up with 100% quality, which is what I'm aiming for. I don't know where I'm sitting at right now for case closures, but I don't think I'm gonna hit the 16. And to be completely honest, I think I need to work on being a better employee. I do feel like I'm a lot more distracted now that I have Jude, especially here at home, you know, because when I'm in the office, I hit like 19 cases per hour, and then when I'm here at home, I do like 12. And so I actually had a discussion with my boss yesterday, and we kind of just like created a plan, and I told him, hey, you know what, I think I just need to set boundaries on when I'm home. I need to acknowledge that I'm at work, and even though I have a baby, unfortunately I can't always like have her in here, or you know, I just have to be very mindful of my time here. And it's hard because I want to like split my time with her when I'm here, but I am working and it does affect my job. So hopefully next month is better. That's my intention. And then the last one that I put on there was upload 3 more vlogs, which if I get this up, oh no, I didn't do it. I was thinking if I get this up on the 2nd, then that means that I did it, but I think I only uploaded 2 more vlogs, so I don't think that I hit that. And maybe next month I will be able to do better. But that is one of the other goals that I had on there. I didn't have anything else, and I did put the vlogs underneath the professional and academic goals because this is gonna be my job one day. It's gonna happen. So I have to treat it like a job if I want it to be my job. So that is what I'm thinking right now. I didn't mention, I did end up closing the month of September with 100% quality at work, which is great, but I think I'm probably gonna end the case closures at about 14, 15 for the month, so I'm almost there. Yeah, I didn't necessarily hit it. So for the health and wellness section, I put lift 3 times a week. So if you follow me on Instagram, you know that my streak is lifting for 3 times a week for 3 weeks. And so my goal is to get through the 3rd week with lifting 3 times a week. I also put that I wanted to hit a 7K step average by the end of the month. I used to track my steps every single day, but I think that that also led to some negative behaviors. So I think it's more realistic to kind of look at the end of the month results. Now, I do always say that step trackers, activity trackers, they aren't always the most accurate, and I am aware of that, but I always wear my Fitbit, and so if I'm gonna be tracking something, I think that it's okay to go off of like a variable that isn't going to change very often. Does that make sense? Anyway, I will tell you what I'm sitting at right now as my average. I'll have to refresh my Fitbit app, but I'll let you guys know when it refreshes, and we'll go on to the next one. So I had put down that meditating once a week was going to be my goal, but that didn't happen. I haven't meditated who knows how long. And then I also put more home cooked meals. So this we actually did do, and I think a big thing that played into this was the fact that we're in a new home, that the mortgage is more expensive. So we are trying to be more wise about our money, and when we did like our budget and we checked how much money we were spending on takeout, it was very bad. I couldn't even comprehend that so much of my money was going to buying takeout. So from the day that I did this goal sheet, because the intention was already set, I think that I did a really good job of doing it. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. That's actually one of the goals that I've hit. Okay, so my Fitbit app finally updated, and as of today, September 29th, my average says 7,079 steps per day, which is pretty cool because that was my goal. So yay, that's another goal that we hit. And then the last goal that I had set for myself is pelvic floor work, which if you guys followed me on Instagram while I was pregnant, I did a lot of physical therapy with the pelvic floor physical therapist. But I've been having some issues with my pelvic floor postpartum now. I don't really want to go into it because I'm a little bit embarrassed, but I will tell you that I think I need to focus more on pelvic floor work. So I didn't do it 3 times a week. I think since the day that I did this sheet, I've only done it once, and I did feel a big difference. So that's definitely something that I'm going to try to aim for next month as well. Okay, so the next section is the personal development section. I put read 1 page of a book a day. That did not happen. I think by the end of the day, I usually just like to scroll on TikTok before we go to bed, and I haven't picked up a book. I haven't listened to Audible because I did cancel my Audible membership when we got the house. That might be something I might take into next month as well. And then the next one says, take time every night to prepare for the following day. So I didn't do it every single day, but I will say I've done it a lot. I actually take time to set up my to-do list for the following day. I put my clothes out for work and or the gym. And then if I do go into the office, I always make sure that I'm taking food to eat, because I was getting into this very bad habit where I would just go to Starbucks in the morning. I would get like something from their bakery and then a cup of coffee, and then I wouldn't eat until I got home. And obviously that didn't do me any good, and my body can feel it. And I would get home and I would be crabby, or I wouldn't have enough energy to play with Jude. So it's been helping a lot to be able to take time before bed to set up for the next day. So I'm pretty proud that I did that, and it's definitely something that I am going to continue to do. And then for my financial goals, I had put to review budget on Sundays, which I didn't do. I think it's been weird because we haven't talked about it yet, but Ricardo and I, up until this month, we had separate accounts and we did everything through the middle, everything. My car was my car, his car was his car, the house bills all split down the middle. I've been doing that since we were dating, and we never changed it because it always worked for us, and I feel like it continued to work for us, but I think this time it's a little bit different just because of how the refinancing of the other house went and where our money went and what things we paid off. So it only made sense to kind of tackle this mortgage as a team, especially because it's a bigger mortgage. So I think that in order for us to be able to afford this house, we had to join finances because one of us had more money left over than the other. And then it was starting to become, I don't know, would you consider that like a conflict of interest? It was just starting to become an issue. So we kind of had to have the conversation of like, okay, I'm gonna feel more secure if we both share like the same account, because at least I know that if he's short or I'm short or whatever, then we're kind of helping each other out, you know? So that's why I wanted to review the budget on Sundays, so to make sure that everything was staying into place and that like all our accounts were getting paid, because I kept a bill notebook prior to this and I only kept track of my bills or the things that had to be split in half. So the intention was to review the budget on Sundays so that none of the bills go unpaid because of like trying to keep up with like moving and, you know, just change of address and like all those things. But I didn't do it. But we haven't been late on any bills. I haven't been like, oh shoot, we forgot to pay this or whatever, you know, thank goodness. And then the last one is build a no spend streak. That means that I don't buy anything for a certain amount of time. Obviously, if bills have to get paid on a certain day, then that's okay. But I meant more so in the sense of like no Starbucks runs, no Target runs, no Amazon, you know, things that I'm used to doing. I'm pretty sure that I've gone like a couple of days without buying anything. I just didn't remember that this was actually on my sheet, so I didn't keep track of it. But yeah, I definitely feel like I'm being a lot more smart about my money now. So that's something that I would like to take over into the next month as well. Now we get to do the fun part, which is to set up new goals for October, or new intentions, or aim to create new habits. I also felt like maybe it was time to change the angle of the camera, but I did create a template already on Canva for October goals. It has everything filled out the same as the September one. So we'll be filling it out together. I had started to fill in the intentions already because I was thinking about this the other day, and so I decided I better put that in before I forget. I did put focus on more, and what I mean by that is I focus so much on getting smaller, on eating less of certain things, there was more emphasis on the things that were taking away from my life than the things that were bringing things into my life. Does that make sense? And I didn't know how to phrase it better, so that's why I put focus on more. So that is one of my intentions for the month. I think I still want to celebrate the little wins in October. I think that's a big one still. And Ricardo actually helped me come up with that one last month, so thanks, babe. Who knows, maybe throughout the month I'll feel like a theme or something comes up that I feel like is so important that I have to put it on here. But for right now, I don't have another intention. So for professional and academic goals, I'm keeping these ones because I do want to continue to aim for the 16 case closures per hour and then maintain an 100% quality for YouTube. We're about to get a little bit more specific. So for YouTube, I was looking here at my YouTube studio and I uploaded 1 to 3 vlogs. And I do eventually want to get to a place where I upload once a week. So upload 4 vlogs by end of month. That sounds doable, right? Because it's not like saying every single week, but more so kind of like around the same idea, but more than last month, you know? And then another thing is I wanted to look. So this is what the YouTube studio looks like if you have a YouTube channel. So it shows like all of your analytics here. So what I wanted to do was go down to analytics, and here we have how much views my channel has gotten in the last 28 days, how many subscribers I've gotten in the last 28 days. Shout out to my 3 subscribers that are new here. Hello, my name is Natalie. I should have said that at the beginning of the video. So if you didn't know, I do want to get this channel monetized, and in order to be able to get the channel monetized, you need to have 1,000 subscribers, and I think it's 400 hours of watch time, which means exactly what it sounds like. I have to have my subscribers watch 400 hours of my content within 12 months. So that's been hard because every video has an average view duration, right? So here you can see mine, and it'll show here what the average view duration is for these. And the one that's doing the best right now is actually my most recent video, which I think is pretty cool because it's showing that you guys are watching at least 35% of that video. And that's really important to the YouTube algorithm, as are views, right? So subscribers, views, and watch time are very important to get your channel monetized. So right now we are sitting at 225 subscribers. So my goal by the end of October is going to be, what do you guys think? I think 230 feels good. Hello, my fearless friends. So this is the most I was able to edit with the time frame that I gave myself to make this video. I wanted to make sure that this video goes up tomorrow, the 15th of October. Now I know it's late. It's halfway through the month essentially, but I watch monthly resets, and to me, I don't really ever pay attention to the month, you know? It's more so just the idea behind the video. So I hope you guys don't mind. I'm hoping that this month will allow me to complete the November monthly reset video sooner. Who knows? Motherhood is crazy, so I may not have time. We will see. But yeah, so I'm hoping that the next monthly reset video that I'm able to do is much better than this one. There's quite a few things that I didn't get to include in the October monthly reset, like my monthly favorites, my reflection on the month and stuff like that. So I hope to do that in the next monthly reset video. But yeah, if you got this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. If you did get this far into the video, please like the video down below and comment what you thought about me doing a video like this, because it really does help my channel to grow. The more that you interact with the video, the more I'm likely to get on YouTube's algorithm and hopefully grow my channel. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are staying fearless, and I love you guys so much.